We just got back from my little sister's house. She was doing a little Christmas celebration from my dad's house, but we couldn't host it at my dad's house this year, so that was a lot of fun getting to see most of everyone. My little sister is here for the holidays, and I'm getting a jump start on Yule right now. I just lit my fireplace, and I'm very excited about it. I don't have a Yule log or anything like that. Like, we have a gas chimney fireplace, so not doing that. But I'm working right now for a little bit. I kind of got a bit hooked. I'm still working on my mittens design, my fingerless mitts design, and it is very A Court of Thorns and Roses inspired, but so is this. I decided I wanted to design a cardigan. I got a really fun idea. Oh crap, it's stuck in there. There we go. I got a really fun idea for a cardigan inspired by kind of walking through Belarus, which is a city in the series at one point, and I just love the idea of it. So yeah, I cast on. I just got to the end of a row actually. I'm using all my Simply Surfing stitch markers because they're so festive for Christmas. I really love this Santa one. This is freaking adorable. Look at that little guy. Oh, it's so cute. But yeah, I had to rip out the first version because I don't really do cardigans very often, and I'm like, how is this supposed to fit? And the way that it fit was like here. Did not measure that accurately, but I think this one is going to be very much how I'm looking at it. Yeah. Oh my god, this is the first time I've tried it on. Oh. Oh, I like that. That is pretty close to perfect, actually. And yes, this is how I design. I put it on me and see if it fits. But yeah, this is gonna be really good, actually. I'm trying to get this shape of it a lot like my Salem sweater. I was actually just wearing this, so I'm gonna undo it. You guys wanna see how professional I am now? Look at all my ends. I think one of my Hyde Park hats, which was published 2 years ago, still has the one end that needs to be woven in. But I really like the shape of this, and I wanted to kind of incorporate it into the cardigan design, just how it is boxy. This one is more dolman shaped because of the arms, and I probably won't have that in. I think I'm gonna have them attach about an inch further in, inch or two in, but the length is probably gonna be the same just because I really love the fit of this. But with this one I use fingering weight and mohair, and this one I'm using fingering weight and Surrey, and it just creates the softest fabric. I really like it. I really like it. But for those who don't use any kind of the fluff stuff, it's gonna basically be a sport weight cardigan. And I have a lot of people ask me for my sweaters if I would recommend using DK weight, and I generally don't for any that are fingering weight held with mohair or a Surrey. Surrey you could probably get away with a little bit more, but it changes the drape of the fabric a little bit more drastically than you want, and it's a very tight, not very loose fitting fabric. And I really love the drape on size 5 needles for me. Gauge will depend or determine, but I really love the fabric it gives me, so I probably wouldn't ever personally do any of my patterns like the Salem sweater or the Spellman or this one on anything except what's recommended or the recommended gauge to get. So instead of a DK, I would recommend a sport base or a sport weight, just because it's going to be pretty much the same as lace weight and fingering weight held together. So, and even if you don't like the fluff stuff, you can still substitute for like a fingering weight and a lace weight, because they make there is just regular lace weight too. It doesn't have to be mohair or Surrey or anything like that. But if you don't like the fluff stuff and you want to look more on the feasible side, I would suggest finding a good sport weight yarn to substitute in. I've seen a couple people do that and it turned out really beautifully, but I've seen also some people do like the spellman on a DK weight, and I'm just not a fan of the fabric it creates. Like the way it hangs on your body is a big factor in how I design. And so yeah, if you're wanting it to kind of fit the same, I wouldn't, moral of the story, I would not substitute fingering and lace for DK weight. I would substitute for a sport weight, but that's just me. That's personal preference. But yeah, I just wanted to pop on and say hi. It was a lot of fun. Then one of my little sisters did come by, and her fiance have not seen the house before. She helped me move in almost 2 years ago, year and a half ago. But he has not seen any of it, and she hasn't seen us moved in yet because she moved to a different state. So yeah, it was a good night, and now we're gonna go watch Krampus. I've never seen it before. Eric says it's not scary, it's more like Gremlins, and I'm like, okay, I can handle that. But I love the story behind Krampus, so I'm excited to see this interpretation of it. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a cozy weekend. We're going back to work tomorrow. I'm going to keep shipping orders out until I cannot possibly ship them out anymore. So if you're waiting for an order, or you're waiting for like the holiday hangover sock sets, those should be all dry by now, and we're gonna go in tomorrow and wind those. We're gonna wind a lot of yarn tomorrow actually, but hopefully we can get to most of your orders tomorrow and Tuesday, and possibly a couple on Wednesday. But orders weren't guaranteed by Christmas for like a week now, so pretty sure I got all those out. Yeah. But I'm going to go watch Krampus and find something sweet to munch on, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye. Hey guys, so question of the day today. A lot of people ask me about my yarn dyeing business and how I got started and what inspired me to start, and if I do this full time, and the answer is yes. I do dye yarn full time. That was my full-time job. I have a studio that's a couple cities over from me, and it's in a warehouse building, and we just kind of mocked it up to make it work for our needs. And since October, Eric, my husband, has been working for me, and he goes in the morning and preps everything for me, and then I come in the afternoon, and then from like 10 or 11 until about 10 or 11, depending on the day. Sometimes it's like midnight or like 7 a.m. to midnight, depends. I'll go in and I'll dye the yarn, and I'll get the orders out, and I'll do all the other stuff. But it's really helped having him there since October. It's really helped. But we do that full time. So thank you guys for your continued support, because we couldn't do this without you. Honestly, we couldn't be living this crazy life that we are. So thank you. How I got into it, my mom kind of forced me to learn, because she learned how to dye yarn with Kool-Aid, and she's like, you gotta check this out. You gotta check it out. So I went over to her house and we dyed up some yarn. She actually had the Dharma dyes with her that day, and she sent me home with some in just like little baggies and 10 skeins I bought from her, and I'm just like, this is crazy, this is so fun. And I put one on Etsy, and I was surprised like a week later it sold. I'm like, what is this? What is this magic? Because I've been crocheting for so long and knitting for just a little while and trying to sell that online on Etsy, and I did not find the magic kind of to sell your creations like that, like the finished product. Even if I put like a hat to like $3, it would never sell. I can guarantee it would never sell. I didn't have the magic of the selling know-how or anything to be able to get that business aspect to work. So I started putting yarn on, and then it just slowly started taking off, and I was going to school during it. I was working full-time, college student, and it's taken about 4 years now, but this is where we're at, and I'm so baffled that it's become a business. And one question was, what is the one thing you didn't expect or know would happen running your own business? One, I didn't know it was going to be a business. I thought it was going to be a side hustle, basically. I figured I would be, because I went and I got my bachelor's degree in behavioral science with an emphasis emphasis in psychology, and I wanted to be a therapist on site at a youth program. And I'd been working there at the youth program for a while, and I was a supervisor, but I wanted to go a couple steps higher and become an on-site therapist. And I got my degree a little while after I quit my day job, which was working at a doctor's office and in their quality department, working with Medicare and insurances and quality control of everything. And it was really great, actually. I loved doing it. It was a lot of paperwork and I was good at it. I really enjoyed it. But after working at that treatment center for about 2 years, before I started that job, I worked at a treatment center for 2 years and was asked to apply for a house lead position, which would have been me in charge of the supervisors, in charge of all the girls. And it's a residential center, so it would be a lot. I would be in charge of 18 teenagers at all times, their livelihood, their making sure they're getting through their program, basically their lives in general, because that stuff can happen. And that's when I quit, because I was taking way too much baggage home with me every day, and I knew I was good at my job, but I knew I was good at my job because I was being obsessive about it and making sure everything was perfect, and I didn't want to live like that. So I quit my job, worked at a doctor's office for a year underneath my mom. My mom was my main boss. And then about a year later, I quit. And a month after that, my mom quit her job and she started her company. Well, she worked full-time at her company. And yeah, now we've both been doing this for about 2 years or so. It's a little crazy, but it's been pretty fantastic. And I think the main thing I didn't realize was how much work is involved with running your own business. I expected that working for myself would be like, oh, this is awesome, this is fun, and it is fun. But my ideas of awesome and fun back in the day were like, oh, I'll be able to take breaks, no one can tell me what to do. And it turned into, I have to do all the things, I need to keep up, I need to have my hands in everything. And it went from me working about an 8-hour job or so, even less than that, to working anywhere from 10, 12, 15 hours a day, Monday through Friday, designing on the weekends and coming up with projects and ideas on the weekend and then incorporating them, or working through the weekend and dying more. So I didn't know just how much work was involved in it all. And I think 5 years ago, Trysten probably wouldn't have started it had she known that. But 5 years now, Trysten, I don't think I could ever go back to a day job, just because I'm just doing everything, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't think I could go back to an 8-hour job. I don't think I could go to a 9 to 5. Being on all the time is just kind of ingrained in me now. It's a lot easier with Eric helping me with prep work and getting everything ready, but I don't think I could go back. A switch was flipped in me, if that makes any sense. But I think that's the biggest thing I didn't realize, is that 1, it would become a business, and 2, I'd be working harder than I ever have in my entire life. And I guess a good third one is that knowing that I can't go back to just doing what I was doing before, because my work ethic was pretty horrible before I started dyeing yarn. Actually, before I started working at a treatment center, my work ethic was really bad. So yeah, there's an answer to that question. And yeah, my favorite thing, okay, everything is my favorite thing about being a yarn dyer. I love coming up with the colors. I love being so inspired. I love that my ideas for designing cross and work off of my dyeing, because I can have a project in mind or a design in mind, and then I can go to the dye studio and be like, hey, I need this color like this, I want it in this space, I want it this way, and I can just build it up and make something magic happen from it. That is probably my favorite thing, is that I can take all of my creativity and all of my ideas and put it actually into something physical that has substance, that has a value to me, that other people enjoy as well, and nerd out over the fandoms with me. So thank you all. But that's probably my favorite thing, is just the artistry that comes with it, and the seeing all my hard work put into something that other people enjoy, or that I see my work being paid off. Like, I just got a big box of the Nomadic Knits Washington issue, and I have a design in there, and just seeing kind of the idea behind it, and then it actually turned into something incredible, just completely just makes me so happy. It is not something that I ever thought would happen for me, but with a lot of stubbornness, it's happened. But yeah, so there are the questions of the day, and I think I know what I'm gonna eat, so I'm gonna go have a snack, and I will see you guys tomorrow.